All right, so if you're interested in watching the WTA Miami Open tennis tournament that's taking place, semi-final action ongoing, which was live earlier on SportsMax, that is now live on SportsMax 2, and deep into the third set is that semi-final match featuring Petra Kvitova, the two-time Wimbledon champion, and she's taking on Alexandrova. 4-3, Kvitova leading in that third and final set. All right, let's talk some track and field then. A monumental night of sprinting it was inside the National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica on Wednesday. First, Alana Reid from Hydel erased Veronica Campbell-Brown's 22-year-old Class 1 or under 20 100-meter record. The 18-year-old producing a staggering 10.92 seconds, which also bettered the Jamaican under 20 record, which was set at 10.95 by the reigning two-time world under 20 champion Tina Clayton. The performance makes her the fastest in the world this year among all athletes and the fifth fastest under 20 athlete in history. The world record held by the American Sha'Carri Richardson at 10.75. Not to be outdone, Bouwahjgie and Nkrumie fulfilled the expectations of many, twice breaking the Class 1 champs record, first with 10.08 in his semi-final and then 9.99 in the final. The 9.99 effort broke his own national under-20 record of 10.02 and makes him the fastest man in the world this year and the third fastest junior of all time. It really was a staggering night. There were 4 national junior records and 4 champs records, a few of them overlapping, of course. Alana Reid, her record in the 100 meters, along with Bouwahjgie and Nkrumie. There is also a discus Class 1 girls record for Cedrica Williams, 57.84 performance, and there was a 1500 Class 1 record as well, set by Homewood Technical's outstanding athlete who has been doing extremely well from her days in Class 3, Jodie Ann Mitchell. 4:29.42 her performance, breaking 4:29.81 set in 2010 by Natoya Gould. And then Jaden Reid, the Caymanian, he set a national under-20 record as well, 10.24 in his semi-final, and he went 10.26 in the final. But yeah, that was a national under-20 record for him. And based on the performance from Jaden Reid, it wasn't just the Jamaican athletes who were putting together outstanding performances. There were 3 non-Jamaican winners on day number 2 of the competition as well. Carlos Bryson Keynes from St. Martin representing Calabar, winning the boys Class 3 1500 meters. Brian Kiprop from Kenya taking the boys Class 2 1500 meters. In fact, the Kingston College Kenyans finished 1 and 2 in that race, with Nahashan Ruto finishing in second position. And Uriah Ryan of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a silver medalist in the Class 1 boys long jump in 2022. He went 1 better this time around, taking the gold medal in that event. Mariah Lance, it definitely was a phenomenal day, a phenomenal evening of track and field at the Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Championships on Wednesday.
Definitely a phenomenal day, and I want to start by saying congratulations to the non-Jamaican winners, because of course, you know, they come to Jamaica, they've worked on their craft and they're able to come up with first place finishes. So that's very, very impressive, and I think it just binds the entire Caribbean together. I love to see that for them, especially because, you know, a lot of people have respect for Jamaica when it comes to track and field. That's the reason some athletes try to come here from as early as possible, because they recognize the standard that Jamaicans have set for themselves. So congratulations to those athletes. Now we're going to move along to the top 2. Alana Reid, I was really impressed with her, and now she's able to break that record for at such a young age, and I'm looking forward to see her at the Carifta Games, how she will be able to do. She'll be participating, right?
Yes, she is on the Jamaica Carifta team.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to see her. And then Kingston College, Bouwahjgie, he was also very, very impressive. And I just loved the manner in which he, one, handled his race, but the way he spoke after. I said that at the top of the show. It just shows you, because he even spoke about his mindset. And if other athletes had a mindset like him, we could have a lot more record breakers. And I feel like for somebody of his age to recognize that and to have such a strong mental capacity is something that we can all learn from.
Yeah, Mariah mentioning a lot more records. Ricardo, I'm not sure what will happen between now and Saturday, but I remember 2013 where there were about 30 record breakers at Champs, which was phenomenal. I'm not sure if we'd get to that number here, but based on the performances that we saw last night, my mind just goes back to 2013 where Frederick Dakers, Omar McLeod, Javon Matheson, Michael O'Hara were among some of the stars there, shattering records left, right and centre. SportsMax had live coverage of the Champs that year. And what I am seeing here in 2023 is almost a recreation of that kind of performance level from these young athletes. Alana Reid, I was pointing out earlier on today that to break a Veronica Campbell high school record is no mean feat.
No, it's not.
Yes, because unlike Elaine Thompson and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, who became outstanding and great in their 20s, Veronica Campbell-Brown was a world youth champion, a world under-19 champion, represented Jamaica at the Sydney Olympics as an 18-year-old in 2000, and she was phenomenal. So breaking a Veronica Campbell-Brown record at Champs is by itself a super performance, and Reid's 10.92 was mind-boggling. I loved her reaction after the race. She was thrilled, she was overcome with joy, and Nkrumie is a special athlete. We saw that last year. Had a lot on his plate at the World Under-20s, but he was a silver medalist then, the athlete from Botswana, who defeated him, obviously a special athlete. But to be sub-10 at Champs and for Alana Reid sub-11 at Champs, this is a new threshold that we're going into here. And I know Champs has already created the impression of, or the image of a world-class meet. But what we saw last night is just an affirmation of that.
Yeah, one of the questions a lot of individuals have been asking, who are these two athletes? How have they gone up to this point as far as their Champs careers are concerned? Because when you think about it, how many of us would remember Alana Reid from Champs last year? She was second in a record-breaking Class 1 race. I have a timeline that I just want to take a quick look at, starting with Alana Reid in terms of how her Champs trajectory has gone since she first entered the scene. 2018, she won the Class 4 sprint double, clocking 11.97 and 24.78. Then in 2019, her first year in Class 3, she finished 8th in the 100 meters, 12.42, and 7th at 200 meters, 25.23. Incidentally, that 2019 year, the start of the dominance from the Clayton twins. 2020, no Champs. 2021, third in the Class 2 100, 11.65, minus 2.1. Second in the 200 meters, 24.29, minus 3.2. Finished again behind Tina Clayton in that 200 meters. Then last year, second in the Class 2 100 in 11.22, which was her personal best before last night. 11.16, a record equaling performance, won that race last year. Karika Hill, who has now left high school with 3 years of eligibility to go. And then in the 200 last year, she won that 23.59, minus 1.7. A year 2022 when she went on to a World Under-20 bronze medal in Cali, Colombia. And she comes in 2023 and becomes the first girl to go sub-11 at Champs. 10.92, a Jamaican junior record as well. Absolutely outstanding. Let's have a quick look at the Bouwahjgie and Nkrumie timeline as well, because his makes for very interesting reading. So 2018 is when he started as well. Won the Class 3 100 meters in a then record 10.79. The record has since been improved by Christopher Scott to 10.69. He was second in the 200 as well, 21.74. Now that 21.74 is also special because it is the third fastest time in the history of Class 3 at Champs. His teammate Adrian Carr broke the record in that race, 21.69, which was held by Calabar's Tyreek Wilson at 21.72. Then in 2019, second in Class 2 at 100, 10.54. He was beaten by Vashon Vasiana, St. Jago, outstanding talent, and he was fourth in the long jump, 7.01 meters. Didn't do the 200 meters then. Now, here's what is very interesting for me. He has not doubled since that 2019 Champs when he did the 100 long jump double. 2021. Third in Class 1, 10.65 minus 2.3. Listen to the names who beat him. Sachin Dennis, St. Elizabeth Technical at his very best, 10.15. And then Antonia Watson of Petersfield was second in that race. Then 2022, sixth in the final, 10.49. But let's not forget, he went into that final as one of the favorites and slipped at the start. And that cost him a medal because many feel he was a certain medalist had that not happened. And he went on that year to run 10.02, the Jamaican under-20 record, win the World Under-20 silver medal. And 2023, he becomes the first Jamaican junior to break 10 seconds at 100 meters, 9.99 record, having run 10.08 in his semi-final into a minus 1.1 meters per second win. Special combination for him to deliver those two performances in such a short space of time.
Yeah.
I want to quickly make a mention of Bouwahjgie, right? Because at the end of the race, you saw him, can I say, easing up or looking to see what was happening behind him.
That he could have gone faster.
Suggesting he could have gone faster. And he was asked at the end of the race, why not run through and run even faster? And I loved his response because essentially he said, this is for tonight. There's more to come, but faster wasn't the goal tonight. The goal tonight was exactly what was achieved. We went sub 10. So all the persons who have an issue, just enjoy tonight. And I thought that was such a mature response. Yes. And I remember, Lance, when we were doing the Olympic Games, and after Karsten Varham ran sub 46 for the 400 hurdles, I remember asking Obadeli Thompson how fast he thought he could go beyond that.
Yes.
And Oba said to me, Ricardo, we always get into this thing where we start talking about what's next and we forget to enjoy this moment.
Yes.
And so I thought it was such a mature response from Bouwahjgie and Nkrumie last night that he is reminding us of how important it is to enjoy the moment.
Yeah, and also, as you spoke about that interview, so our SportsMax.tv website posted a story, and I'm assuming Leighton is the one who wrote it, right? Leighton Levy, our track and field analyst. And when he was asked as well, he spoke about how he wasn't pleased with the way he executed in the final.
He said it wasn't the best execution, but tonight wasn't necessarily about that.
Yeah, and he did say that, he's working on it and it's going to improve moving forward. And that's what I'm saying. So apart from the greatness that we saw, I just love his approach, his mental approach, the way he deals with the situation. And I think any athlete like that, with a mindset like that, can go on to achieve even greater things.
Yeah, I got a couple of messages from outside of Jamaica, inside the Caribbean here today, questioning or asking more about Nkrumie and the performances that we saw, because this has had a ripple effect, the performances, and it's going right through the track and field veins of people in the Caribbean. I want to ask you though, Ricardo, the fact that Serena Cole pulled out of that Class 1 girls final with an injury, and she is on the face of it as fast as Alana Reid is, what do you think would have happened if she was fit and competed? Because it could have meant that Alana could have been pressed to go even faster, but maybe the pressure and the tension could have made both of them not run as fast. If Serena Cole was fit and raced, what do you think would have happened in that race?
It's an interesting question you ask, Sir Lance. Let me answer it this way. Before the race, I picked Serena Cole to win.
Yes.
Understandably. Having seen the semi-finals, I thought Serena Cole looked as if she had more in the tank. Now, also remember that Serena has already beaten Alana Reid this year. She beat her at Carifta Trials. It was a close race. It was a terrific race. Serena Cole got the better of her, given conditions last night. Now, it's quite possible that Alana Reid would still have won. I think she still would have gone sub-11. But it's also possible that Serena Cole could have won as well and run even faster than Alana Reid did last night. And I think that's the scary thing for people looking on. Here is an even more scary thing, Lance and Mariah. Tia Clayton, Brianna Liston, the top three from the girls' Class 1 100 meters last year, plus Kerika Hill, the winner of Class 2 last year, who beat Alana Reid in champs record time, were all eligible to compete at champs this year. Of course, they went on to the professional ranks.
Yes.
That's scary because you're talking about 5 girls who are still junior athletes who, at their best, are all 11-2 or better.
You say scary. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a sight that I can't, I'm looking forward to that. You're saying those things and I could feel myself getting goosebumps because I would love to see it happen. I would love to see all of them perform. It's just unfortunate that we didn't get to see Serena. But can you imagine if we do?
I think Ricardo is saying scary because he's talking about other competitors globally who are looking on and seeing what is coming out of.
Well, they should be scared.
Here is what is a mouth-watering prospect, though. Whether or not Serena Cole is fit for the Carifta Games, and I genuinely hope that she is. Adeja Hodge, the reigning Austin Sealy Award winner, having dominated at the under-17 level last year, now the world under-20 record holder indoors at 200 meters, will be at Carifta. And she will go up against Alana Reid. We suspect at both 100 and 200 meters. Hopefully Serena Cole is in there as well. And that is a massive clash. That is a clash of epic proportions. And I'm trying to go back in the memory bank, Lance, to recall any clash that would have been bigger than the one that we're likely to see at Carifta this year. If Alana is there, which she's on the Jamaica team, Adeja Hodge is there, she is on the British Virgin Islands team, and if Serena Cole is fit enough to compete. I don't know if you can recall a clash that you could say is going to be bigger. There were some great races with Shawnee Miller-Weibo, Antonique Strawn, Sharika Jackson, that group that I can remember from 10, 11 years ago. But this one is going to be massive. And yeah, SportsMax will have the Carifta Games, and I can't wait. It's going to be epic, I think.
Adeja Hodge is very special. She steps up into the seniors, the under-20 division this year, so the competition will be stiffer. But she was so colossal in her under-17 campaign last year in the sprints that we have to consider that she is going to be a potent force in the under-20s, even with the likes of Alana Reid and Serena Cole there. I saw Serena after her semi-final win last night, looked fluent up to the finish, but as she passed the finishing line, she hobbled just and showed a little bit of discomfort, I think in her hamstring. So on the face of it, she didn't look badly hurt or anything. So maybe her pulling out of the final was just precautionary and she will be okay for the Carifta Games. If not, I would think there is ample replacement for her because of the proliferation of quality coming out of the Jamaican teenagers camp.
Yeah, well, Alexis James, who ran 11:45 for second last night, I think would be the replacement. Alexis, I think, is already on the team for the sprint hurdles.
Yes.
So she would likely slot into that 100 spot as well. But I don't think at this stage, at the flat 100, the same quality, the same caliber. Let's not forget, Serena Cole is the world under-20 silver medalist at 100 meters, beaten by Tina Clayton last year. Now, we've spoken about the individual performances, guys, and we're fast running out of time. But remember, Champs is also a team event, and the tighter race definitely got hot last night. I want to start by having a look at the girls' side and where we ended up after day number 2 and after those scintillating performances in the 100 meters. Let's see what my producer will be showing me. Yeah, here we go. So Edwin Allen leading on 55 points ahead of St. Jago 47, Homewood Technical 41, Heidel 39, Immaculate, they did well, 23 points in 5th position. I want to have a look at the detailed breakdown now of the girls' standings after day number 2 of Champs. Because this is where the real story is. Edwin Allen leading on 55 points, but they might be the least happy of the top teams. Maybe Homewood Technical as well. I think definitely the happiest of the teams would be Heidel, because they were projected to be on 39 points, or on 30 points, at the end of yesterday, and they ended up on 39. Homewood Technical projected to be on 58, and they ended up at 41, so that's a minus 17. And Edwin Allen projected to be at 63 and ended up at 55, that's a minus 8. And with the concerns around Serena Cole as to whether she will continue in the championships, you're talking about relay points, because she's a big part of their already weak Class 1 4x1 relay team, and the long jump as well, where she is also a top quality competitor. They could likely miss her there as well.
And I would suggest that if she does have a bit of a niggle, the long jump would completely be out. At least running a flat race, she can more measure her output. But the long jump, if you have a hamstring tweak there, you're not going to want a long jump in any way.
I definitely agree with you. So at this stage, I would say that Edwin Allen would be thinking to themselves, we have a lot of work to do. And Heidel will be saying to themselves, we have a genuine chance here. We still have 3 days to go, more big finals to come on today's day number 3. But Heidel, I think, sitting quite pretty at this stage.
Just a quick question for some of our viewers who may not be following the ins and outs of the track and field school scene very closely. Corey Bennett, the Heidel man, is coaching Calabar's boys team. Is he still in charge of the Heidel girls team?
Yes, he still is. He is still the head coach of the Heidel team. Well, not just the Heidel girls team, but also the Heidel boys team. They do have Zika Bennett, who is his son, who represents the Heidel boys. So he's in charge of both teams at this stage. So he is trying to pull off a Herculean task. Don't think he can win the double this year, but it's a fabulous opportunity for Heidel, I think, to go on and win the title. Let's have a quick look on the boys' standings at the end of day number 2. Jamaica College 74 points ahead of Kingston College 61, Calabar 29, St. Jago 28, St. Elizabeth Technical rounding out the top 5 with 27. Magotty have done really well in 6th position on 18 points. Herbert Morrison, Cornwall, Belfield, Woolmers, Edwin Allen and BB Coke rounding out the top 10. A long tie there in that 9th position with the final 4. Let's look at the breakdown then on the boys' side, because this is interesting. Jamaica College projected to be on 72 points at the end of day number 2. They ended up with 74. Kingston College projected to be on 67. They ended up with 61, a minus 6 for them. Calabar struggling significantly below where they were expected to be. 48 points is where they were expected to be. They actually ended up at 28 because their Class 2 sprinter, Kamani Gordon, was disqualified for impeding Kingston College's Nicardo Clark. So Calabar at a minus 20 at this stage of the game. So that, for me, Calabar is out of this race. This is a straight Jamaica College versus Kingston College battle for the champs title now. Now, where did Kingston College mess up big time yesterday? The long jump, which is an area they almost never mess up. This is a very strong area for Kingston College. They have Jeremy DeLissa, who is an outstanding coach, probably the best in the, well, one of the best, definitely. He's produced so many great ones at the high school level. But they scored 2 points across the long jump for classes 1 and 2 compared to Jamaica College, who scored 31. 1-2 in the class 2 boys long jump, 1-3 in the class 1 boys long jump, and that made a big difference. Kingston College made up a lot of points in the 1500s, but not enough to be ahead of the schedule as far as the predictions are concerned. But Jamaica College 2 points ahead of schedule. I tell you what, this champs, Lance and Mariah, on both the boys and girls side, I think will be one of the best in a long time, because I think the battle is going to be tight all the way through the 5 days. And a large part of why we're seeing this, Lance and Mariah, is because of the change in schedule. Whereas in the past, where you had most of the finals on days 4 and 5, that's Friday and Saturday, you now have the finals spread across. And let me also put that forward as a reason that we saw so many fast times in the 100 meters last night. Because in the past, when athletes get to the 100 final on Friday night, they would have already contested 2 rounds of the 100. They would have likely contested 2 rounds of the 200, heats and semifinal. And they would have contested possibly 1 round of the 4x100 relays. And if you're a sprint hurdler, you would have contested a round or 2 of that as well. So they would go into a 100 final with a lot of load. This schedule ensures that you get a much truer reflection of the quality of each athlete. Not necessarily about their fitness and their ability to last after several events, but the true quality, because the 100 final comes race number 3 for them. They're a lot fresher, and I think in years to come we're going to see a lot more super fast times on that Wednesday night, just for the simple reason that the athletes are a lot fresher than those in the past would have been when they contested the 100 final.
Yeah, solid point there, Ricardo. And I want to put you on the spot as well, because the boys' title race, well, both title races are pretty tight at the moment. But based on the projection and the reality of where we are now, a good first 2 days for Jamaica College, and Neil Harrison, who has already led Jamaica College to the Mortimer Geddes Trophy since he has gone there, formerly at Kingston College, and started off at Monroe, where he had coached the Turks and Caicos Islands, Alana Williams and so on. That has a lot of experience, and I saw him on Sunday, and there is a confidence that I'm seeing in his eyes that I put it to him and so on. He says he's working, but I just think that the Jamaica College camp is working feverishly and are quietly confident that they can win. Yeah. Do you agree with them?
Well, he picked them, remember?
Remember I said I thought they would win. I think they have the team to deny Kingston College. Kingston College, always tough, will always be tough at championship, especially when they have a winning caliber team. It's difficult to get the better of KC when things are close. But I think that JC setup has what it takes to do it. And it's about management of the boys over the next 3 days or so, because that becomes so critical. It's champs. Things change from day to day. You have an injury there, you have an injury there, you have a drop baton here, a drop baton there. And that's why even if you drop points in a particular area, you're always looking, where else can we pick up those points and keep fighting?
It's about,
And I think one of the things that JC can recall, 2011, which is the last time they won champs before 2021, they went into the final day trailing Kingston College by 35 points. and they overturned that 35-point deficit in 2011 to win that title. Not suggesting that they should fall that far behind going into the final day, but they're already projected to have a better final day than Kingston College. So if they can continue to hold strong over the next 2 days, they have a real shot. They have a real shot.
I picked them too, okay?
Yes, you did, because they are blue.
Yeah. I have to say, with all this excitement going on, I feel kind of left out. I really do, because it's different. Remember, I went to school in a different country.
Yeah.
We have a different culture. But champs is something I wish I was a part of, because I could see myself, you all know how competitive and excited I get over events. I could see myself doing this.
Well, there are Trinis and champs,
Next
Mariah.
live.
There is Jida James and LeBron James. They both represent Jamaica College. They are from Trinidad and Tobago. And so Trinidad and Tobago, if JC wins, Trinidad and Tobago will be part of the victory party. We have to take a break. We've had to take a break for the last 10 minutes, but we've defied our producer, but we have to do it now. A lot more to come on the SportsMax Zone on this Thursday. Stay with us.
Stay with SportsMax on YouTube and follow us on all social pages for updates, news and entertainment.